Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, please leave a thumbie. Thank you so much. Okay, so why have I hopped on today? I am not entirely sure when I will be uploading this, so I'm not going to give dates or anything like that. But this is the next episode of Have You Ever Wondered? Now, if you are new here, you may not know what this series is. Basically, I'll try and keep it as short as I can. There was a point in time a few weeks back where I realised that I had quite a lot of one skein wonders, or just a couple of each type of skein within my stash. And I am following #ShopMyStash this year, and I really didn't know what to make with these ones or twos of certain yarns. So I was racking my brains, and yes, you can make hats and cowls and things like that with one skein, but I'm not really a hat or cowl wearer, and I don't have anywhere to donate to currently. I might look into that in the future. But I thought, what can I do with all these ones and twos? So I was looking at the yarns and I'm like, what am I going to do with it? And then I had a brainwave. I thought that I would conduct a little bit of a crochet experiment. I have gone through a phase over the last few months of falling in love with making granny squares. Now, I am going to be completely honest with you guys. I love making them. I really struggle joining them, not because I can't, just having the motivation to do it. So, regardless of that, I thought, I wonder, some of these skeins have different yardage, but they are all a 4-weight, or what we call here in the UK, an Aran weight. So I decided to start plucking different 4-weights off my shelf that were either a one skein or a couple of skeins, but not enough to make a bigger project, so that I could actually combine them and make a project. So I decided to go with the granny square theme, and I decided to do a 6-round granny square. And I wondered, or I thought to myself, have you ever wondered how many 6-round granny squares you can get out of different size skeins of 4-weight yarn? And that is what this whole series has been about so far. There is a complete playlist on my channel of the previous episodes, so if you would like to find out what yarns I experimented with and how many I got out of each different kind, please do go back and check them out. I might even link the playlist down below just for ease for you to click on them. And it has been a bit of an adventure so far. I have gone from itty bitty 50-gram balls with just over 100 yards to a whopping mega ball from Hobie that was 400 grams and I think 700 and something yards. So of course the totals were different. And I also wanted to do the have you ever wondered not only how many 6-round granny squares you can get out of these skeins of yarn, but how many using the recommended hook size. So that is what I have been doing. And last time I did one of these episodes, I told you that I was going to do it with Stylecraft Special Aran, which is a UK yarn and a staple workhorse acrylic that we can get here in the UK. Now, this one is a beautiful sage colour, but it is looking a bit washed out and not accurate on camera. It is a much nicer sage colour than what my camera is depicting, and it is in the colour sage. It is 100% premium acrylic, approximately 196 metres or 214 yards, naturally anti-pilling and knits to all Aran patterns. It is machine washable to 30 degrees Celsius. Cool tumble dry, cool iron, you may dry clean, and it recommends a 5mm crochet hook. 100 grams, made in Turkey. So this was going to be the featured yarn, and while I was discussing it in the last episode, I realised that all the other 4-weight yarns that I have used recommended a 5.5mm hook. So this one I didn't really follow all the stipulations of the experiment that I created, because if I went down to a 5mm for these squares, they would be slightly smaller than all the other squares that I have created so far. So I decided to still stick with my 5.5, and I am using my 5.5 Clover and More. There we go, which is an I in US sizing. So yes, I deviated on the recommended hook size, but I wanted all the squares to be the same size, because eventually I am going to join them together and I am going to turn them into a blanket, and it might be a donation blanket or it might be a prize to give away one day on this channel. I don't really know, but it is using up my ones and my twos. Now I had 2 of the sage colour in this brand, and I had 2 of this raspberry colour in this brand. Now I have not yet worked up these 3, but I have worked up the other sage that I had in order to do this experiment, so that I could come on and let you know how many 6 round granny squares I could get out of one of these balls. I will work these up, guys. I will get the other squares and combine them with the ones that I have previously done. But I did enough. I did 1 complete skein in order to give you the results. Now, I am going to give you a second to write down in the comments what your guess is before I actually reveal how many squares that I got out of the 1 skein. I have also chosen the colour that I am going to be joining all my squares together with, so I will give you details on that. We have several of this silvery grey in our stash, and it is the Premier Just Yarn Worsted, and one of the previous episodes featured these little balls but in a purple colour. So it is a 4 weight, it is 109 yards or 100 metres, 1.76 ounces or 50 grams, 100% acrylic, machine wash warm, tumble dry, normal heat, and do not iron or bleach. This also recommends a 5.5mm hook. So, colour light grey. And there we go. So I will eventually combine all the granny squares I have made from all the yarns featured in this series with this nice neutral light grey, and also get some of these out of stash, right? Because we're hashtag shop my stash. So that is the plan for the finished item. So, have I given you long enough to put your guess down below? Because I am about to count them for you. How many do you reckon that I could get out of 214 yards? And also, this is another ball band for my wallet to count at the end of the year. So guys, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not quite 7. I needed to do 1 more row and I would have got 7. So unfortunately, this is going to have to be frogged and put in my scrap bin. But it now tells me that I can get 6 out of each of these, and 4 6s are 24, so that's another 24 to add to my blanket. Now, going to the congratulations if you guessed right, by the way. Going to the making up of the blanket, because I think the next episode that I'm going to do for this series will be when I have put that blanket together and you can see the finished project after all of these experiments. I may not have to use all the squares that I created, which is absolutely fine. I will use as many as I can, and if I can use them all, even better. I would have to find another project to do with the squares left over if there are any. So the next episode in this series, guys, will be when I come back and show you that I have attached them all together and created the final project. That won't be for a little while, guys, because I have a big commission piece on at the moment and a few other crochet related items that I need to make and do first. So this will be the end of this series for a little while, but I will be back and I will be showcasing the finished project. I hope you have enjoyed this mini series. It has been fun for me to guess how many I'm going to get, and sometimes it has been near enough, sometimes it's been a surprise, and the best one for me was going through that massive mega ball to see how many I could get out of one of them. But I just wanted to show you the experiment that I did and what I continue to do. And also, guys, just a bit of information. Tension matters, okay? So my tension might be either tighter or looser than yours. So the amount of squares you get if you carry out these experiments, your results may differ. I just have to say that because not all of us crochet the same way. So I am going to jump off. I, at some point, will put all these squares together and make a beautiful blanket to showcase at some point in the future. And I am also going to take some time to figure out what I am going to do for the next mini series of Have You Ever Wondered? So if there is any experiments you would like me to carry out on your behalf, if I have the yarn, I will do it, or if I have you know, the stash to be able to do what you would like me to do, pop it down in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts and ideas for that could be. I could do exactly the same, but instead of a 4-weight, do it in a 3-weight, because I do have lots of 3-weight stash balls, most of which are 1s or 2s, so I can do exactly the same thing but with a 3-weight to see how it varies. Or I have played with the idea of getting a 1 skein of solid versus variegated versus self-striping or self-patterning, but not to do specific squares or anything, but to showcase to you how different stitches look in the different types of yarn, whether it be solid, variegated or self-striping, to kind of give you an idea of how to pick stitches to suit the yarn you're wanting to use, because some stitches need to be simple for the busier yarns, more complex for the solid coloured yarns, and maybe a mixture of the two in the self-striping. But it would be handy for you guys to see how some of your favourite stitches turn out in these yarns that I have talked about. So if that is where we want to go next, let me know. If you have an idea of your own, let me know. Like I said, I do not know when this series will be returning because I now have a lot of granny squares to join together and have a finished project for you. But like I said, I have more pressing makes to do first. So guys, it's a waiting game now. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I really do appreciate it. There is content dropped every day here at Manfa's Makes, so please do stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one, or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you.